Friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Pharma Tricks for Exams. We will see the osmosis concept in this video. Osmosis takes place anywhere in the universe, okay, that you keep in your mind. Anywhere it takes place, either in vitro or in vivo, but there must be three things. These three things must be exist for the osmosis process, okay. Without these three things, osmosis will not takes place, okay. First one, semi permeable membrane, SPM. See, the name itself indicates semi permeable. It doesn't permits all, it permits only few things. That's why semi permeable. Here the semi permeable SPM will permits only the solvent, not the solute, okay. Solute and solvent together, we are calling it as a solution, that we know very well, okay. And next, number 2, concentration difference, okay. There must be concentration difference of the two solutions, okay, in the both sides of the semi-permeable membrane. There must be high concentration one side, and another side there must be a low concentration, okay, whatever it may be, either even at least 1% difference must be there. That is a minimum, at least 1%, okay. And number 3, same or different. There may be same type of solution on both sides, or there may be different types of solutions, okay, in the both sides of SPM, okay. Here I took the one side NaCl and another side dextrose. See here, you can take both NaCl or both dextrose, or different or same, whatever it may be, either it may be a same or it may be a different. But here see, I took a high concentration one side. See here, high solute particles. I draw more solute particles and very less solvent particles, okay. And this side, see, low concentrated solution, very low solute particle, high solvent particles, like that. So when these three things will happen, will occur or will present, automatically there is a process of osmosis takes place. How the osmosis takes place? See here, we know it is a SPM, semi-permeable membrane. It permits only the solvent, not the solute. So in the osmosis, what happens? See here, osmosis will occur. There is a movement of solvent particles from the low concentration to high concentration. That process is called as a osmosis process. That is a definition, okay. In order to dilute this, only solvent moves. In order to dilute this, here see, all concentration is high. So in order to dilute this, solvent particle move from low concentration to high concentration, okay. And here we will see some examples of SPM, semi-permeable membrane. Cellophane membrane, it is manufactured in the lab. We can purchase from a shop, cellophane membrane. And cell membrane of either animal or plant cell membrane acts as a semi-permeable membrane, okay. And RBC, in our body, RBC, red blood cell, it also, the membrane of RBC membrane acts as a SPM. And microorganism membrane, okay. And onion layer, if you cut, you will find a number of layers. Each layer of onion acts as a SPM. And the next is a very white layer. It's a very thin layer which is present below the eggshell, okay. If you break the eggshell, okay, below that you can find a very thin white layer, that call it as a SPM, okay, that acts as a SPM, okay. Next, osmosis kills the organism. See, organisms were killed by the osmosis. How we will see here? Here, see here, one organism, microorganism, and outside I put a high concentrated solution, one NaCl solution. Okay, inside the organism there is a low concentrated solution will be there, that is a water or anything, that is a presence of the things which is like a plasma or whatever it may be present in the inside the microorganism, that is a low concentration. If you put the high concentrated like a salt solution outside the microorganism, what happen? I already told that this membrane acts as a SPM. See here, the three things were happened here. One is semi-permeable membrane and another one is low concentrated solution inside, either it is just like a plasma or whatever it may be, and high concentrated NaCl we have placed outside the microorganism. So what happened here? Movement of a solvent from the low concentration to high concentration. So what happened when there was a movement of water from organism to outside? This organism will get shrinked, and it dies. The same thing we are applying in the process of gargling, okay, in the throat, gargling in a throat with the salt solution. We are applying a salt as a powder to clean our teeth. Okay, why means why we are using a salt? If you are using a high concentrated salt solution for gargling or for cleaning the organisms which are present in that places, no, the same thing, same osmosis will occur. The water which is present inside the organism will come outside in order to dilute the salt here, excess salt which is present here. Okay, that's why no organism will survive in a salt water. Okay, because the water will be come outside. The same concept you can observe in the movie of Dashavtaram. Okay, it is a osmosis based movie. In the starting, the monkey bites the virus tube. It thought that it is a chocolate and it bites the virus. Okay, so the virus will be liberated from the tube. So immediately the hero Kamal Haasan will press the NaCl shower buttons. NaCl shower button, so that plenty of NaCl will be fell down in the lab. Okay, so that the inside the virus, the water which is present inside the virus will be come outside and the virus will be die. Okay, and at the end of the movie, this is starting, and at the end of the movie, villain bites the tube, virus tube. So immediately there was a tsunami, that is a salt water. Sea consists of a salt water. The salt water will come immediately and it drag the villain and also all the viruses tube into the sea. Okay, so that all the viruses will die in a sea water. Okay, like that. This was the concept, the Dashavtaram. Yeah, next we will see last hypotonic solution, isotonic solution and hypertonic solution. So here I took the RBC. This is a red blood cell. Okay, and I placed the red blood cell in a 0.9% NaCl. 0.9% NaCl I have placed. So this was a question, why we are using a normal saline when we are giving IV fluid to a patient. What is the concentration of normal chloride concentration? It is a 0.9%. Why we are giving it only 0.9% means it is a isotonic with the blood. No osmosis will occur. So that RBC will be survive. Otherwise it may be a problem. If it is a less than 0.9% NaCl or greater than 0.9% NaCl, there will be a problem. Okay, the RBC will be breakdown. I will explain you how it will be breakdown. And also that's why NaCl 0.9% NaCl, it is a isotonic concentration with the blood. In the same fashion, dextrose only we are giving a 5%. This is a isotonic with the blood, dextrose. And see now hypotonic. Hypotonic means less concentration than this. For example, see 0.9%, if we are taking a less, see here less 9, 0. less than 9 NaCl, then what happens? The water which is present here in the NaCl or in the blood, the water will enters into the RBC from low concentration to high concentration. Okay, here less than 0.9%, no, that's why low concentration to high concentration, so that it starts swelling and finally the RBC will be burst. The patient dies because all the RBC cells will die because of the osmosis. So finally the patient will get a die. Okay, and here in hypertonic we are using a high concentrated NaCl than 0.9% NaCl, like that we are using. Here what happened, the water which is present inside the RBC will come out in order to dilute this. Okay, so that the size will be decreased, it will be get shrink and finally it dies. Okay, so hypertonic and hypotonic both are problematic. That's why we have to use only 0.9% isotonic solutions. Okay, and we will see the reverse osmosis. This concept is a very simple concept. See here, from low concentration to high concentration, there was a movement of a solvent from low concentration to high concentration. That's why there was a level. The level will be raised a little bit. See here. Okay, because of the flow of the solvent from here to here. And if you want to stop the osmosis process, you can use a piston and apply the pressure. Okay, like that. You apply the pressure so that you can completely stop the osmosis process. And if you still press, then reverse will be take place. The solvent present here, it enters into this chamber. Okay, that process is called reverse osmosis process. We are using a RO water, reverse osmosis, the water which is prepared by RO, that is a reverse osmosis process. Now we are using for drinking purpose. Okay, and thank you very much for listening. And if you go to my after subscription, go to my channel page, okay, and go to playlists. There you can find different types of all my videos in a subject wise. Okay, thank you.